banks of Ewan Creek in Harlan County. But the mountains on all sides of my home community have been blasted apart and strip mined. Toxic mine drainage still runs constantly into the headwaters of the Cumberland River. I've cared for and buried too many people with health problems linked to toxic pollution. And I've been marching and hollering and screaming and organizing alongside many of you nearly all my life. And we all deserve better. That's why we turn out on days like this, right? Think about this. This is the 10th anniversary of I Love Mountains Day. And I'm so thankful for this crowd and the tens of thousands of people who have marched with us over the years. Yeah. I'm thankful for all the young people here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It makes me think about how many young people I've watched grow up in this movement who are now leaders in their own right. You all make me so damn proud. Because you know what? You young people deserve better. So I'm going to get serious with you here a little bit. I just came back from a national gathering in Mississippi called the Extreme Energy Convening. It was a powerful reminder that First Nations, poor people, and people of color are on the front lines when it comes to dealing with the harm caused by dirty energy. The problems we face in Appalachia don't stop at our mountains. They don't even stop at our borders. People in frontline communities are all living the same story. Our fates are connected. Whether we live in the shadow of power plants, near coal and gas export terminals, in places blown apart by mountain mining and drilling, or along the pathways of pipelines, roads, and railroads, we all feel the same pain. But we also must share the same vision for a healthy community. Because you know what? Our frontline communities deserve better. So I'm here to tell you, together with young people, our frontline communities are also at the front line of a diverse, growing new power movement. But there's something we must understand. That there can't be a climate movement over here, a racial justice movement over here, a just economy movement over here, something else happening over here. We all got to stand together. We got to get these connections. We got to get these connections. Because you know we are that intersection of the connections. And we know that we're all in this together. I love you too. Over the past 10 years, I Love Mountains Day has become a beautiful expression of Kentucky's own new power, our 10th anniversary. I want to share a few thoughts about what this day has meant and where I hope we are headed together. The first year that Kentuckians, I could stand here and tell you all kinds of stories about everything that's happened over the past 10 years, but I know your code, but I'm just going to highlight a couple of them. The first year that Kentuckians for the Commonwealth put out a call for people to come to Frankfort for I Love Mountains Day, about 200 beautiful people showed up. We were thrilled. Then as now, we lobbied for the Stream Saver bill to end the practice of blowing up mountains and burying our headwater streams. I remember telling the first congressperson in here, first state representative that filed the Stream Saver bill, I said, I'll drop to my knees and beg you if I have to, if you'll just file this bill for us. So he did. He didn't want me to cry and beg in his office. At that time, our sign said, and then over and over, our sign said, 1,400 miles of streams buried, not one more mile. We didn't rally or march that year, but we could feel a movement growing. And after that, listen to this one. And after that, Representative Gooch, you all know Gooch. And we were trying to figure out, okay, what we're going to say this year, what's going to be our slogan, da-da-da-da-da. So Gooch had the nerve to tell a newspaper reporter that he had not heard any public outcry about mountaintop removal or the Stream Saver bill. lined the tunnel underneath the Capitol, and we sang and we hollered as lawmakers had to walk through us. We delivered a large set of plastic ears to Representative Gooch with the message, "Hear our outcry." Silas House and a bunch of others actually formed a band for a few years that was called Public Outcry. They actually performed for us a couple of years here on the steps of the Capitol. So in the years, so now we're going to get a little serious again. In the years since then, as study after study confirmed the health impacts of strip mining, our attention focused on the harm to human health and safety of workers and communities. One year we planted handmade pinwheels on the governor's lawn as symbols of 60,000 excess cancer deaths due to mining. Our signs read, "Protect our health, protect our water." You guys remember that? Yeah! So, you know, while our opponents may call us tree huggers, this movement has always been about the land and the people. At every I Love Mountains Day event, we have put the safety and well-being of workers and communities front and center. We push for stronger mine safety laws. We lead with the demand that our political leaders support and invest in a just economic transition in the mountains and all the way across this region. Along the way, we have come to understand that the root cause of the problems we face is not about coal or even energy. It's about power and the new energy power. So with this power, we need to create new energy power, new economic power, and most important, new political power. But you know we must build this together. So today our vision is bold and broad as our demands. Specifically, we want lawmakers to protect our health by stopping the destruction of our land and water, pass a stream saver bill, enforce mining, air, and water quality laws, allow communities to say no to fracking and dangerous pipelines. Because remember, we're all in this together. We go from coal to oil and gas. We're just changing deck chairs on the Titanic. So we need to invest in a new economy and a just transition in eastern Kentucky and other economically distressed communities. Congress should start by freeing up, remember that money she was talking about earlier? Congress should start by freeing up that $1.1 billion from the Abandoned Mine Lands Fund to help us build a future while cleaning up the messes from the past. We should also ensure that violations of Clean Water Act should be collected and used for the cleanup of toxic messes. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in unpaid violations lay uncollected. If you had a ticket, would you have to pay it? Yeah. Unfortunately, they get by with it. Boo! Yeah. I get off script here a little bit every once in a while. So, you know, we also need to pass the Clean Energy Opportunity Act. And create thousands of new jobs over the next 10 years here in Kentucky in renewable energy and energy efficiency. Nothing would keep more money in people's pockets than having to pay less for their energy bills. Nothing could be more helpful to poor and working poor people if they didn't have to pay such a large portion of their money to utility bills. So, we should also uphold and enforce essential laws that protect our workers, land, water, health, and climate. And get this one, we need to get the damn money out of politics. And we need to give all of our people the right to vote. You know, when you think about almost 250,000 people in the state of Kentucky can't vote because of being convicted of a past felony, it's a little sad. So there are so many important actions each of us can take as we leave here frozen today, but we're also inspired, aren't we? If you aren't yet a member of KFTC, you need to join. If you need to renew, do it right back there. You know, the news, I'll go off script here one more time, I'm sorry. So the news dude just asked me if, the news dude asked me what I thought about the SOAR initiative. And you know, if it goes the right way, there could be nothing better than to create a new economy for Eastern Kentucky. But I just seen Stanley Sturgill wrote on his Facebook page that it costs $10 to get in to the conference. Okay, wait a minute. $10 to get into a conference to talk about your future. So we're already like eliminating poor and working poor people from being able to be a part of that. So if you want to join on Monday in Pikeville, the SOAR conference that is supposed to create a new and just economy for the Appalachian Kentucky, be sure to go. It's in Pikeville. Take your $10. Or maybe you can just protest that $10 and say, I want in. And if you want to know more about it, KFTC is offering a webinar tomorrow afternoon to help you get up to speed about that event. So the most important thing is take every opportunity to stand up, speak out, and make your voices heard. So in closing, because I know you're frozen to death and I got off script here a little bit, in closing I want you to know that it is possible this may be our last I Love Mountains Day. Sorry. Maybe we can do something in the mountains. Maybe we can gather all over the place in the warm climates, in the warm months. But this is possibly our last I Love Mountains Day. You know, they left me to tell you that. I'm sorry. I love you too. I don't know. But listen, I don't want you to think for one moment that we are backing up 1 inch in our demands or determination. On the contrary, all of us are committed to building a movement that is big enough, diverse enough, inclusive, and strong enough to challenge old power and win. So when you think about it, I Love Mountains Day may just become too narrow a container for what we need to grow here in conversation. You know, it just might be too narrow. Because, you know, we were talking about economic justice, social justice, environmental justice. So maybe we need to, you know, maybe we're just pigeonholing ourselves to I Love Mountains, even though we all love mountains. So, you know, while we might not be under the same banner of I Love Mountains Day next year, you better believe we will continue marching, speaking, acting, and demanding justice together. Every day. So we will continue to grow and broaden this movement. We will create some new traditions together, and together we will lead the way to a new energy future. A just transition, and an end to the destruction of our homeland. Well, thank you for coming. And don't forget to stop back there and see Robin and Morgan. They are always lovely people to visit. So be sure to be safe in your travels home, and I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful Vanessa Lee.